For 1 cup of flour, you will need 1 small moi plate of warm water of 25 tablespoons of warm water. Okay, make sure it's warm, not hot, so that it doesn't kill the yeast, and let it not be cold so that it can foam. Now you're going to add in 1 teaspoon of yeast and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay, this is for it to foam and rise for 10 minutes. So you do it and leave it for 10 minutes. I'm sorry for the delay of this video. I had lost some clips and I had to come back and do it again. So you leave it for 10 minutes for it to foam. Now this is after 10 minutes. You can see that it has foamed. Now the next thing you're going to do is to prepare your flour. Okay, you're going to prepare your flour with your dry ingredients, which is 1 teaspoon of salt. What's 1 cup of flour? 1 teaspoon of salt, 5 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, 5 tablespoons of sugar for 1 cup of flour. After adding your sugar, you now mix your dry ingredients with your hands, okay, together until well incorporated. The next thing you're going to do is to bring in your foamed yeast and then add it into your dry mixture. Okay, you're going to add into your dry mixture. Then after adding it, you're going to use a wooden spatula, that is our Nigerian tongari stick, to turn it to make it a thick dough. Now there are different ways of doing this. Some people make it watery, and then when it comes to the frying, their ways of putting it in is very difficult for me. So this is the way that works for me. So I recommend you try this way. So you actually make it thick. You mix it to be thick, okay, and with your wooden spatula. That method, I always get my hands sticky. The method of adding water. So you want to add more water to follow that method. You add more water to make it runny instead of as thick as this, and then you leave it to rise for 45 minutes. But this one, you're going to leave it to rise for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, you're going to cover it with a cloth and with something else just to seal it for 2 hours and 30 minutes. If it's the other type, you're going to leave it for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, now after 2 hours and 30 minutes, this is what your dough would look like. It would have risen very well. Okay, now you can see this. Wow, it has doubled, or should I say tripled. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start prepping it for frying. So now you have to get enough flour around your hands and the board. So you take out just a little. You take out half of what you want your puff to look like, half, because it's going to double inside the pot when you're frying. And then you mold it into a small round ball, small half of the ball you are looking at, and then you place it on a flat surface. Okay, you go again and do again. Okay, so now you can as well put it on the surface of the board so that it doesn't stick to your hand, and then you form a round ball with it, and then you place it on the surface. Okay, place it on the board, you make it round. Make sure you're cutting out half of what you need, because it will double inside the pot when you are frying. Half of what you need, okay, half of what the size you are looking for, the size of your puff. This is 17 naira puff sizes, so I'm actually cutting out half of the sizes that it is going to turn out to be. Now I am done, and you can see that I've laid my puff. Okay, now and it's time to fry. The next thing you're going to do is prepare your oil and make sure it is hot. You fry it on medium heat, not on high or low heat. High will make the puff to be burnt without cooking inside. The low will make it to, then you start adding your puff. The low flame will make it to soak oil. Okay, so when you put it, you notice that the thing actually increases in size. It actually doubles as the hot oil gets to it. Okay, so you put it in one after the other as fast as you can. Then you see now that it's doubling because of the heat. The heat actually makes it rise more. That's why I said you should cut it into, you should use half, sorry, not cut it, you should use half off, you should use cut out half of the size you actually intending one, because it will double when it enters into the fire. After that you're done putting in all, you now use your wooden skewer or anything that is like a wooden, just something simple that you can move around and turn your upside down. You turn your puff puff upside down so that all sides can, you have to keep turning it because puff puff doesn't stay one place, all sides can actually get done. Now your puff puff is ready, now ready to eat and yummy, and that's it, that's all.